Section 4.2 is all about rationalising the denominator. Let's give you a quick example of what I mean by doing that. Here's this question 1a, the easiest one, so let's just kick off with it. I've got the square root of 7 divided by the square root of 3. The idea is to try and remove the denominator as root 3. I've got to have something underneath there that is not a surd. Now here's a great trick. If you multiply the top and bottom by root 3, I've effectively multiplied the question, each part, by 1, or rather multiply the whole thing by 1, because root 3 over root 3 is 1. However, by expressing it like this as a fraction involving two of the same surd, I can go ahead and multiply. Root 7 times root 3 is the square root of 21, divided by, well, root 3 times root 3 is the square root of 9. So I've got root 21 divided by 3, and that is now rational. And so I've managed to remove it, and that's gone. It's rational, therefore the denominator has been, get ready for it, rationalized. Alright, I now have a rational denominator. It's been rationalized. Alright, now let's just go back to yellow to do another question or two. Let's jump straight into B. I've got 3 all over 2 lots of root 3. Well, that's the question. I've got to shift the root 3 somehow. If I multiply by 1, in other words, root 3 over root 3. Upstairs I've got 3 root 3's, and underneath I've got 2 lots of root 9. Well, next step, 3 root 3's. Square root of 9 is 3, and 2 times 3 is 6. And look, 3 over 6 is a half, so I've got root 3 over 2. In other words, I've got half the root 3, and that's totally rational, and it's great, it's done. Alright, let's do another one. D, G, J, let's do J I suppose. I have got 30 over root 15, and let's just multiply it by 1 and be done. In other words, multiply by root 15 over root 15, multiply across. I've got 30 lots of root 15. Now look, honestly, don't make me work out root 15 times root 15. I know the answer is square root 225, but when you go and square root 225 you get back down to 15 again. Is that alright? I mean, just like up here, root 3 times root 3 ends up being 3. As you can see, look, root 3 times root 3 is 3. So root 15 times root 15 is 15. But look what I've got here. 30 divided by 15 is 2. I have 2 lots of the square root of 15. And root 15 can't go anywhere else. I can't get a square number out of that one. Just turn over, do some more. Excuse me. What else looks scary? Now here's a different type. It's quite nasty. Now I've got 4 over 2 plus root 3. Oh, if only these were multiplying, it would be so easy. Well, what I've got to do is multiply as follows. I've still got to multiply by 1, but check this out. 2 minus root 3 divided by 2 minus root 3. Now, trust me, just follow these steps, watch what I'm about to do. Upstairs is easy. I've got 4 lots of 2 minus root 3. If I need to go further with it I will, but let's see how it goes now. Divided by, and let's just write it carefully, I've got 2 plus root 3. I'm going to have to put a bracket around it so I can multiply by 2 minus root 3. Alright, grade A? I don't think so, we're looking at A stars. The top isn't going to change. I've got 4 lots of 2 minus root 3. Now, remember how to multiply at brackets. Let's do this carefully. I've got 2 times 2. Well, that's 4. Write it down. I've got 2 times minus root 3. It's going to be minus 2 lots of the square root of 3. I better extend this division line here, I think. There you go. Next bit, do the same with the root 3. Root 3 times 2 is going to be plus 2 root 3. And root 3 multiplied by minus root 3 is going to be minus root 9, because 3 3s are 9. Now let's just tidy this up a little bit. Again, these are all equal. I've got 4 lots of 2 minus root 3. And look what we've got downstairs. I've got 4 minus 2 root 3's plus 2 root 3's. You know what that means? Minus 2 root 3's plus 2 root 3's. I haven't got any root 3's. Now look what I'm left with underneath therefore. I've got 4 minus the square root of 9. Let me just write it down so you don't accuse me of doing too many steps in one go. Working over here now, I've got 4 bracket 2 minus root 3, and I've got 4 take away the square root of 9. Well, the square root of 9 is 3, so basically 4 take away 3 is 1. Therefore my final answer is 4 lots of 2 minus root 3. I don't even know if I should be multiplying this out, but I better do it in case I'm accused of not fully simplifying. So I've got 8 take away 4 lots of root 3. Let's talk about rationalising the denominator. The denominator's completely disappeared. The denominator is 1. So 8 minus 4 root 3, or if you want to, leave it just like this. It's automatically simplified because it's not being multiplied out. So I'm happy with that if you are. I need to get a drink in a minute. I'm really feeling it. Right, what else? That's really tricky. Let's do the. This has got to be the hardest one, hasn't it? Let's do the last one. 1L. Loads of 2's everywhere. So here we go. Root 2 all over 2 plus root 2. Well, let's multiply by 1. In other words, 2 minus root 2 divided by 2 minus root 2. There you go. So multiplying across there, we've got root 2 multiplied by 2 minus root 2. I won't touch that just yet until I've dealt with the bottom bit. Let's write the denominators in here. I've got 2 plus root 2 multiplied by 2 minus root 2. Again, I don't want to touch that, not yet. I may or may not, depends what happens downstairs, doesn't it? There you go, it's the top bit. Now, 2 times 2 is 4, write it down. 2 times minus root 2 minus 2 lots of root 2. Root 2 times 2 plus 2 root 2's. And root 2 times root 2 is root 4. It's negative root 4 because the minus is there. Now, ignore the top bit, I'm not going to touch that just yet. Minus root 2, but I probably will touch it later. What have I got? I've got changing to red, that's ominous. Minus 2 root 2 plus 2 root 2. They cancel, that should have been red. There you go, that cancels with that one. And we're left with 4 take away the square root of 4. Well, 4 take away the square root of 4 means 4 take away 2. So just put a 2 there now and have it done. My feeling is I want to multiply this out, I really do. So I'm going to do it. So next step, multiply out. I've got root 2 times 2, 2 root 2. I've got root 2 times root 2 minus root 4. In other words, minus 2. I'm dividing that by 2. Is that okay? Now, can I factorise that? Yes, I can. Now, let me factorise that, make sure I've not made a mistake. That times that is 2 root 2's. That times that is minus root 4. And minus the square root of 4 means minus 2. Now, look, if I factorise this really carefully, I can take a 2 out of that and go root 2 minus 1. Yes, because 2 times root 2 is root 2, and 2 times minus 1 is minus 2. When I divide that by 2, I'm going to change to red because look, my 2's cancel. And my final answer is, I hope I've got space here, root 2 minus 1. And that, my friends, is it. All of that, all of this, all of that now turned into that. And that's all fully simplified up. You may read them and weep. And I'm going to stop there.